Good afternoon, Aquarius. Aquarians, my quirky oddballs of the zodiac. How you guys doing? How you doing? I hope y'all are doing well. My name is Volk. I'll be your tarot reader for the month. And this is our first time doing the 12 zodiac sign readings ever on YouTube. So I hope you find this kind of stuff valuable. If I read accurately, or if you find this kind of content very relatable, let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get right into the reading. So what we're going to be doing is we'll do a monthly forecast for this month of August 2020. And we'll have one card for every week. It is currently August 13th, so we're going to quickly pull a card for the first week to see what happened recently in your life, in your own life. This is a general reading for the record. And if your sun, moon, and rising signs are in Aquarius, this video is exactly for you. Otherwise, let's go ahead and talk about the astrology real quick while I shuffle the cards. So we had a full moon in your sign earlier this month. A full moon in Aquarius in your first house of self, ego, identity, your image. So there's a need to release an old way of being. Emotionally, you're wanting to level up, upgrade your internal superpowers and what kind of person you want to be in the world. The new moon is going to be in your opposing sign in Leo on the 7th, not the 7th, the 18th of August. So in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, other people, close connections, work, partnerships. So you're looking at changing your relationships possibly, and maybe developing stronger relationships with certain people. And that's the thing with Aquarius. Sometimes you guys will want to have a lot of open relationships and acquaintances, and you're so focused on communities that sometimes you forget about the few people that really matter to you, or you're needing to have a little bit more depth there, because you have to start doing it. Venus is in the 6th house of daily life, habits, fitness, routine. The 6th house is the day-to-day. So Venus in there is going to help you find really harmonizing relationships. Some harmonizing relationships that will help you develop really strong relationships. I keep saying the word relationships. I'm a broken record. God damn it. Anyway, putting that aside, we have these two cards on the first week. Normally, I would only have one, but these two really wanted to come out, so I'm going to keep these two. So we have two Earth-based cards here. The Empress, divine, not divine, it's the feminine. Venus is what we're talking about here too with this card. The card of Venus. And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a need to slow down. A really strong need to slow down and to revamp who you are as a person, and how that revamp will help you work towards what you want to accumulate. Finances are really important here. What you want to do for a living, your long-term career is what we're talking about, right? Where there's a need to slow down and not go after a small job or a small opportunity. Rather, there's something major here that needs to be focused on and developed that has to do with your creativity, with sensual parts of yourself that you haven't quite activated recently. And so Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are all in retrograde in your 12th house of the unconscious, of imagination, of spirituality, faith, the macrocosm, higher consciousness, healing as well. So you're healing a lot of internal pains or self-sabotaging ways of perceiving yourself. And there's a need. I think you're learning how to love yourself a lot more effectively starting with this month. And you're slowing down on things that don't really matter as much. And you're realizing that you've been putting work and attention towards material things that don't really matter. They're not quite aligned to what you really care about. So you're slowing down and you're being open to working in a more passive way. And you're being generally a little bit more receptive. So instead of being the initiator, and Aquarius is typically very much a social butterfly. They'll want to lead groups and communities. Here, we're talking about someone who doesn't have to try, and rather this person is opening up the reception at the dinner table, right? They're not forceful. They don't have to chase anything. They're just there, and they're heartwarmingly welcoming new relationships and deepening those relationships. Mars and Chiron are in your third house in Aries, so you're being more confident, way more confident in how you speak. And it's based on changing your circle of relationships a little bit. Let's have a card for this week. Now that we've looked at the first week of August, let's take a look at what's going on now as we are in the middle of August. All right. Don't be scared. Hopefully you're not. I don't think Aquarius is generally scared of things. You guys are pretty bold in how you want to live your life. You're very much needing to express yourself originally in a very unconventional way. But let's talk about this card. So we have, on the second week of August, the Eight of Cups reversed. We had this card for another sign. I can't quite remember who it was. However, there is a fear. I think you're afraid a little bit right now of going on a new journey. And you have to activate your sense of spirituality. I think you have to be more connected to the part of you that is wanting to reach out to your current you, right? But you haven't quite gotten there. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there might be some heavy traumas in the family life. So Uranus is in the fourth house in Taurus, a fellow fixed sign of yours, but it's in the fourth house, and so there's a lot of chaos internally happening in you right now, and it has to do with you trying to overcome the past. Some kind of a weight that stems from childhood and family life that you're carrying on, and you've kind of ignored it for a while, but you're trying to escape yourself a little bit here. So you're needing to develop a little bit more wisdom, and you need to seriously consider those feelings. You need to allow yourself to process those feelings you've been shrugging off, so that you can go on that new illuminating path. All right? You're just having a little bit more trouble at this time. So let's get our third card for the third week of the month. Venus, I want to mention Venus, like I said earlier, is in the sixth house. So I think you need to focus more on pleasuring yourself, being sensual every day. Find moments of comfort. Do things that make you feel good on a physical level. Eat good food. Indulge a little bit. So that you can kind of appease your soul. And then when you are at a place of comfort, you can learn yourself a little bit better. You can understand yourself on a spiritual level once your body, your physical temple is at ease. On the third week, we have the Two of Cups here. So some kind of a disagreement with people that you might love or that you've been feeling responsible to. There's a certain kind of there's a rupture happening. Either a friendship or a romantic partner is not on the right terms with you anymore, and you're needing to... And I like how there's a line here, and we're talking about the third week. So around the third week, we have the new moon in Leo in the 7th house of partnerships. So there's a need to maybe outgrow a certain connection and to make space for a new one. New beginnings. And new beginnings is what we're talking about as well with the new moon, right? In this card earlier that we were pulling out, that we pulled out for the second week, we have a moon and it's waxing. It would be waxing, I think. No, I think it's a waning moon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a waning moon. But here it's a waxing moon. So waxing means the moon is filling up, right, with sunlight gradually. As it's waxing, it's being filled up with sunlight. So there's a need to go within to distance yourself from the people that you've been arguing with. You know, it might not be a total ending, but there's just a need to be a little bit more introverted at the time so that you can take care of yourself, your divine feminine, the place of you that wants to feel nurtured and comforted and fed, quote unquote. Maybe even literally fed. Maybe you're not eating enough. I don't know. Let's see what's on the 4th week for you. So how does the month end, Aquarius? So we have mostly earth and water energy here. So there's a slowing down needing to happen for you. I mean, Uranus is in Taurus, right? The sign it falls in, and Uranus is not quite comfortable there, and it doesn't want to slow down, but there's a need to change your approach to family life, maybe, right? Your involvement in there and how you've been maybe in disagreement. You need to revise what's going on there, why it is you're in conflict with certain close members of the family. Could be, right? Like, could be a sibling even. Could even be a sibling that you're not getting along with. And they don't understand you. You don't understand them. So at the end of the month, we have the Queen of Cups. So this might be... So this either is you being a little bit insensitive or not connecting to the emotional space. If not, then this has to do with a mother figure or a sister that isn't being very considerate of you. And when I lay her down, she's looking away from that. And these two are looking at opposite sides of this card. So it's like you're needing some more alone time, and you also need to stop being so reliable to this person. Because you're learning how to take care of yourself on a feminine level where, you know, you're treating your body well. You're starting to do that. But again, there's you're not allowing yourself to go on that inner journey because there's some kind of a conflict that has to do with the other person. But if not, again, you know, maybe this is also you needing to be a little bit more empathetic towards whoever you're in disagreement with. There's a lot of water here, so this has to do with your emotional space. What's in the subconscious? The Three of Pentacles. Again, some kind of a disagreement. So when we talk about the Three of Pentacles, normally we would have, in the upright, people getting together to collaborate, to set a new foundation. Family, right? Family are getting together to organize a meeting together, a get-together, or they're establishing a new home. But here we have people in disagreement. Again, there's... in your subconscious, you're not very happy with the way things have been with the family life. And we have two cards of the cardinal signs of Cancer and Capricorn, the mother and the father. So with this in reverse, something tells me that you seriously want to feel a lot more free in how you live your life, and you've been living the opposite way somehow. And so Uranus in the fourth house is going to help you feel a little bit more liberated over several years, actually. And being in the sign of Taurus in the fourth house, I mean, we're talking about the foundation of life, right? The values. And some of these values maybe that have been imparted to you from family members that aren't, maybe were not the best, and you're really, you know better, and you are finally getting to the point where you're needing to slow down because whatever you've been doing for a long time has not been working quite well. And maybe you haven't had the right space to do and accomplish what you want and need. I also didn't pull... okay, let's have one more card, please. Spirit. Let's do a focus card. Let's have a theme card for August for you. I like this reading a lot. I'm not saying that it's, you know... I'm not saying that I like it because it's a very unpleasant, heavily oriented reading, but it's a fascinating reading to me. It's fascinating what we have here. And the Empress also has to do, I forgot to mention earlier, but the Empress could also be a mother, you know, the actual mother figure. Venus. So someone in the family maybe isn't quite understanding what you need emotionally and why you've been feeling frustrated. Because you've let go of an old way of being and you're kind of tired of giving away your potential in spaces and people that are taking your burden, your sense of overburdening for granted. So for the focus card, we have the Eight of Wands. Focus on opportunities and developments that are happening in your life. That is the focus card. The theme, there are going to be changes in your life happening at a pretty fast pace. Could be traveling, could actually be a little bit of traveling involved. Although with the borders closed globally, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So this might also be small travels, small trips around where you live. But overall, it seems like there's going to be progression. So whatever changes happen immediately in your life, focus on that. Because chances are you'll be allowed to, those opportunities and sudden shifts in the family life, you know, if you're going to be living on your own, especially it could even have to do with you leaving the nest. the old family nest all of a sudden. So if that happens, don't be too heartbroken or disappointed, right? You still love those people, and those people hopefully still love you, but that doesn't mean that things are over, right? You just need a break from each other, possibly. So let's have one animal card. We'll do one animal spirit card to conclude the reading. What kind of character do you need to inhibit? What animal do you need to personify, to embody at the time of August 2020? What does Aquarius need? Cheetah. The fiery cheetah that has the confidence to run after the life that it wants to live. I mean, there's movement here, movement there. So focus on that. Focus on the progression and transition into the changes that are happening. Be open to that. Don't be afraid. Don't paralyze yourself. Confidently allow yourself to run for that trajectory. You know that it's for your good. And, you know, if there are opportunities happening that have to do with work, especially work or living situations, if there are opportunities to change and to improve and to go for what you've always wanted or certain passions of yours that are related to that professional aspiration, then go for it. Be bold. Use that momentum to ride that new wave that will get you to 2021. In the Aquarian age, I should mention, holy fuck, it's loud outside. There's a big old truck in the neighborhood. I'm sure you like that kind of ruckus, Aquarius, as you are very much a chaotic person, which I love. I love your unconventional, radical attitude. It's always a breath of fresh air. As a Taurus, I'm always inspired by you in some way. I'd probably never be like you, as cool as you are, but nevertheless, I like your behavior. But yeah, Aquarius, it's time. It's time for you to have that freedom, that liberating lifestyle that you've been wanting. But I feel like family has been tightening that grip on you for a little bit too long. But so 2021, like I said, is going to be the Aquarian age. Saturn is going to be transitioning into Aquarius. So it'll be the time to live a radical life. I mean, the world as we speak is going to be different by next year. I hope for the better. All right. With that being said, I'm signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/IcyVolk for announcements, updates, whether it be about these kind of videos or anything else that I produce on the internet. And as always, if you want to hop on over to our Discord server, join our community, you can go to discord.gg/IcyVolk for the server itself. Otherwise, if you want to invest in this content, consider leaving a monetary tip in the PayPal link below in the description. But if you want to engage in the video, if you want to communicate with myself and other watchers of the video, you can go to the comment section, leave a little message, hopefully a constructive one or pleasant. Okay. And that's it. Oh yeah, you can also check out our live tarot readings on Twitch at twitch.tv/IcyVolk. We typically do those on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you want a reading from me at that time, you can always head over there whenever I do the readings. But otherwise, that is it for me. I'm gonna go. I hope your August is solid. Have a little bit more faith in the future, Aquarius. It's not so grim as you think, all right? I'll see you around. Take it easy. Goodbye.